We welcome you back to CBS Mornings. As Americans look for new ways to cope with a very bumpy economy, schools nationwide are just racking up debt to feed all those hungry students. The median district has more than $5,000 in lunch debt, and that's according to the School Nutrition Association. In some areas, unpaid balances reach as high as $1.7 million. So the skyrocketing costs are just one of the many challenges. Congress ended a pandemic-era program last fall that paid for all student meals, regardless of income. Meg Oliver has more on this story. She's been following it. Meg, we got to feed the hungry kids. Welcome.
Thanks, Gail. Good morning. Our research found student lunch debt doesn't discriminate. Families earning less than $52,000 a year can apply for free or reduced meals at school. On our visit to a Pennsylvania town, we found a diverse district where students live in mobile homes and mansions, and where administrators are fielding a growing number of calls from parents who say they can't pay.
Here you go. What are you getting, cutie?
At Makefield Elementary, Afifa Benjamin serves up cheeseburgers, sweet peas, and
Hot dogs and bologna, hanging with my...
a few lyrics for the lunch crowd.
I drive an hour every day to get here. That's how important. These kids are family to me.
The Pennsbury School District in Yardley, Pennsylvania has more than 9,000 students. 30% qualify for free or reduced school meals. Are kids coming through this lunch line with trays full of food and no money in their account?
Yep.
That happens a lot.
Yes, it does.
The federal waivers providing free school lunches nationwide during the pandemic expired in September.
You guys want cheese?
A new study shows school meal programs are at risk with rising costs and supply chain issues. How high is your student lunch debt?
At the moment, it's $65,000.
Why is it so high?
I think families are having to decide whether they are going to pay their electric bill or pay for their students to eat meals.
Kimberly Steffi is the director of financial services for the district. They're fortunate to have private donors pay their debt, allowing them to continue providing breakfast and lunch to every student, even if they can't afford it. I imagine you're one of the lucky districts.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you're a district that doesn't have these great donations coming in, what happens?
Those districts will have to take resources from their general fund to pay for the debt.
Nationwide, student lunch debt tops $19 million. Some districts are so desperate they've resorted to lunch shaming in the past, offering kids a cold sandwich instead of a hot meal, or banning them from school events if they carry a balance. Lori Atkins is president of the School Nutrition Association, who's urging Congress to permanently pass free school meals for every student.
There are definitely some kids that are going hungry because the families aren't applying for benefits, and then other families just aren't qualifying for the program because their wages may have gone up and it bumps them out of the qualifications. We've got lower participation and higher costs, and we're really concerned about making sure that all hungry kids have access to food during the school day.
What is your biggest fear?
That costs will continue to increase and that our reimbursement rates will be lowered.
The current federal program pays schools back for each student meal served based on income levels. As part of a bipartisan bill last summer, Congress raised the reimbursement rate by 40 cents for lunch, but the program is set to expire in June.
Okay, pound it out.
Would you ever be able to turn a child away who was hungry?
No. Just like turning your family away.
Do you think Congress realizes how many students go hungry every day?
No. No. Somebody needs to let them know.
What's your message to them?
Every kid needs to get fed.
Benjamin. According to the USDA, more than 9 million children in America are food insecure. And the past few years has only pushed that number higher. Recent efforts for a more permanent solution appear stalled in Congress, and the latest proposal doesn't go back to paying for all student meals. So districts are going to have no choice at the end of this year to dip into their general fund.
Wow. I like that lunch lady. What's her name?
Afifa Benjamin.
Who's going hot dogs and bologna? Because most of us take school lunches for granted.
Right.
And we should not do that.
And just to put it into perspective, that district, they're in debt about $65,000. The average teacher salary is around $65,000. So they could add another teacher.
Right.
I mean, and public
Shouldn't have to
education.
make a choice.
You shouldn't have to make a choice.
No.
Public education is part of the promise of America. These kids need
course.
to learn, and you can't learn on an empty stomach.
No.
Absolutely.
It's a great report, Meg. Thank you very much.
Plus, I don't know about you. On an empty stomach, I tend to get cranky. How about you?
Pretty cranky.
How about
yeah.
you, Nate?
You're a little hangry.
How about you, Meg?
Very.
Yeah.